Hello everybody, welcome back to Dakota's Political Circle, and today I want to talk about this, even though it's like, I believe, a couple days late. I still wanted to talk about it just to talk about it with you guys. So Kristi Noem, basically in her, I believe it was in her new book, decided to talk about how she killed her dog because of certain reasons. I'll actually read it for you specifically. But her VP odds are crashing through the ground right now because of her bringing it up and defending it at the same time. So, in my opinion, I think this means that Noem has zero shot of making the VP, and she is an idiot for even doing that to her dog and even telling people about it. Like, that's just like the dumbest thing you can do as a politician. That just puts you at like the Nikki Haley levels, even though you like Trump in a way. But let's read this first, guys. So, it says the after dog killing. So let's actually read it. So, Kristi Noem has seen her chances of becoming Donald Trump's 2024 running mate dramatically fall after reports of her shooting her untrainable dog, according to an online prediction market. Basically, I don't know if it explains it fully. Yes, it does. Okay, it explains it somewhat. So, it began because that she revealed that she shot her 14-month-old pet dog because of its aggressive behavior. I hated that dog. That's what she said in her, I believe that's her book. She said it was untrainable, dangerous to anyone she came in contact with. At that moment, I realized I had to put her down. It was not a pleasant job, but it had to be done. So that's basically what she was saying. She was also defending it. And as of right now, the front runners, it says these are the front runners, but I'll also show you the betting odds. The front runners as of right now are Stefanik and JD Vance. And Noem was up there with them, but because of this, she completely fell flat. It also says Scott's in the lead and the odds. I'll show you the odds in a second. And Nikki Haley right there as well. In my opinion, what I think of this, so in my opinion, I think she basically did the dumbest thing possible and told everyone something that is very unethical, something that I wouldn't say you could be put in jail for, but I believe there is some states that have laws against that kind of stuff, especially against a puppy. So, I mean, it's just the dumbest thing she could admit. She could have kept this in the closet the entire time, and she could have possibly won VP. But after her bringing this up, she has zero shot of making VP. I could see Nikki Haley getting VP before she can because of this. If Trump made her VP, it would really hurt his campaign because everyone would bring up how Kristi Noem is a dog killer. So, I mean, like, literally, that's what she is. She literally killed a dog because she said it was untrainable. That is, like, the dumbest thing you could do. And then she said, I believe she said it was farm stuff. She defended it saying it was farm stuff. It's just something you do on the farm. That is completely false. I've known people that have been on farm for years, have worked on a farm for years, and they've said that they've never put down their dog. They've like put them not down, but they've like put them out of service in a way. Like just let them stay at home, and even if they're aggressive, you can train that. You know, even she said it was untrainable, but you can really pay to get a dog trained. So I don't know. This really shows that Kristi Noem is an idiot, and she is a dog killer, and she's lost a ton of respect for me. I've lost a ton of respect for her, and I used to respect her a lot. I thought she was a really good governor and everything like that, but after these allegations, these aren't even allegations, this is true facts. I don't even see her maybe even winning re-election if she wanted to run for re-election, or if she wanted to run for an election again. This is really like a kill to her campaign in any way if she ever runs again for anything. So I think she just destroyed her own legacy based on this. She used to be a great person in the Republican Party, but after this, I completely do not like her whatsoever. And I do not want her to be Trump's VP at all. So here's actually the odds. I wanted to show these. So, oh yeah, sorry about my voice, guys. I'm a little bit sick today, so if you do hear my voice a little bit, it's a little bit sick. But anyway, so these are the odds on Odds Checker. So the odds show that Tim Scott's, I'm going to say the top 5. So Tim Scott's the top one, which with the top choice. I don't believe he's the top choice. I just think the only reason they say he's the top choice is because of how he is around Trump and stuff. I wouldn't mind Tim Scott as the VP, but I just don't think he'd really turn out anyone. Tulsi Gabbard in the second. Tulsi Gabbard would be my top choice. I love Tulsi Gabbard. She is an amazing person. I believe I know she used to be a Democrat. I know that. But think of it this way. Like, think of Jim Justice, I guess. If you know Jim Justice, he used to be a Democrat. Then he turned Trump supporter. He's been solid on a lot of issues lately. Tulsi Gabbard's been solid on a lot of issues lately as well. So I'd say Tulsi could be a big win if you get Tulsi Gabbard, because you can bring out a lot of independence with that. Elise Stefanik, I believe that's how you say her name is. She's third. I think she'd be a good choice as well, mainly because she could bring out the women vote, and she's not really well known. She doesn't really have many issues. I just think that not a lot of people know who she is. I think that's the only reason she could be lower, is because not a lot of people know who Elise Stefanik is. Myself, I know her a little bit, and I know some of her views, and I think she'd be a decent pick. I wouldn't be mad about that pick. That's not a bad pick at all. So that would bring out some more votes, I believe, but I don't think it would bring out as much votes as Tulsi Gabbard does, because she's more influential. The next one is J.D. Vance. So J.D. Vance in fourth. On betting odds, and she's tied with Elise Stefanik, but I mean he's tied with Elise Stefanik, by the way, in betting odds. So technically they're kind of tied. But J.D. Vance, I would say J.D. Vance. I don't really want him to be Trump's VP. A lot of people were high on J.D. Vance, but remember, he is I believe he's Ohio's senator, and to keep that seat, I would say just keep him there. I really don't want that seat up for grabs. Even though I know Ohio is a Republican state, it's hard to get candidates, I guess, in that state. It's kind of harder to get more Trump Republicans, which is confusing to say, because Ohio is obviously a big Trump state now, but at the same time, for some reason, their politicians are very interesting. Like, they're not well known, so you don't know how they're going to be. Like J.D. Vance, when he came out, I believe he said he didn't support Trump in 2016, but then he supported him, and he's been solid on issues so far. But I don't know, Ohio is kind of like a weird state with that. But I think J.D. Vance would be a good choice, but at the same time, I don't think he'd really bring out any other votes. I think it'd just be in like an average choice, I guess you could say. So I really wouldn't want J.D. Vance to do it, just because it kind of hurts the Senate seat in a way. So I would just say keep J.D. Vance in office. And then the fifth one, that's the last one I'm going to talk about, Ben Carson. So Ben Carson, I don't know. Some people have been putting Ben Carson on their list. I would say no. The only reason I say no with Ben Carson, he's kind of low energy. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. He's older. Obviously, he has more lower energy. He's definitely a genius. He is really smart. He's a smart guy. He'd be really interesting as VP, but at the same time, he's older. He wouldn't be able to run for president in the next after Trump's done. And if he does, I don't think he'd win because of how energy he is. If you remember him in the 2016 debates, he didn't really debate much. He was more of just talking about his issues. And when he tried to debate, he sounded more like an older man. Not to be rude. I mean, Ben Carson's an awesome guy, and he's very intelligent. It's just, I just don't see him as a VP or presidential candidate. But if he does become it, cool, that's awesome. But I just don't see him ever running for president again if he does become VP. Because VP is like next in line to the president. If something happened to Trump, you'd have Ben Carson as president. He'd be interesting as president, but at the same time, you just don't know. I don't know. He's just a little bit iffy to me in like the sense that he's not very high energy. Other than that, those are all the top 5. But I do want to bring these up. So Nikki Haley's at 1900 plus 1900. Look where Kristi Noem fell. He fell down to plus 3,300, and Michael Flynn is in front of her. Doug Bergman and Nikki Haley are in front of her. It just shows that Kristi Noem tanked big time because of this. I mean, at least she's in front of Vivek, but even though I support Vivek more, and I'm also surprised Ron DeSantis isn't in front of her in odds. But either way, I think that Kristi Noem it would be a bad choice as of now, and I don't think I'd ever support her ever again, in my opinion, because of what she said. That's like the dumbest thing. It is not farm stuff. It is not something you do in South Dakota, I believe she's from, and I just don't agree with it at all. But I do want to say that I think Kristi Noem just tanked her whole political career down the toilet. and especially her VP. Absolutely, her VP, her as VP is not going to happen whatsoever now. If it does, it'll be kind of catastrophic to the Trump campaign because you're hiring someone that murdered dogs. I mean, murdered a dog. So I just don't agree with that. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this up with you guys today. I thought it was an interesting thing to talk about. I know it's a little bit of an old topic. Like I believe it happened like a couple of days ago, but I didn't have the time to talk about it because I had a lot of issues going on in my life. But I just wanted to talk about it with you guys now because I thought it was an interesting thing because nothing else is really going on, I guess, in the world of politics. Obviously, I will have a video out in May with my prediction videos because I always do this every month. I will have any videos that come up that are interesting, that I see that are interesting. Like I saw the CNN poll. I don't know. I don't want to make a video about that because I already talked about it in my last video. But anything interesting that comes up, I'll definitely be talking about it. And when Trump does select his VP, that's going to be an awesome video to make. I'll get to say my thoughts and everything like that. And also, if you're a West Virginia, if you're from West Virginia, I also do some West Virginia political videos. I do them rarely, but I do them. I will be doing one. I will be doing one when after I believe either after or probably after the day of the election day for the Republican primary. So I'll basically just talk about that because there's some candidates I want to just talk about, especially the governor race. That's a big one because it's between probably two people, and obviously I want one over the other. But anyway, guys, I don't want to make this video too long. There's not really much else to talk about, but I just wanted to say, what do you guys think of what Noem did? Do you think it was ethical? Do you think that she should still deserve to be VP? In my opinion, I don't think she deserves to have anything as of right now. And at one point, I believe she had a book. I believe at one point I wanted to get her book. Now not her book. It was something else. I can't remember exactly what it was. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that day, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, guys.